everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the Hall of Gamers podcast. This week I'm joined by the second best Maximon here on the show.
Wow. Whoa.
What? It's true.
I mean, like out of the, like a pool of two people, I'm the second best.
Yeah. So that's second best, first loser. You know, however you want to spin it, mate. It's all yours.
When we finally get Achievement Fest off and running, we need to have a Max Spot off.
Like
just a tournament of Max Spot.
Oh, absolutely. Like, mate, whoever wins that is going to want to die because they're going to have to eat a lot of Maximons.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to have like a tournament bracket where it's just, anyway.
By the time they've done it, 10 Maximons down.
You really need to get that sponsorship, mate. Because I'm buying all those Maxi Bonds.
Yeah.
We're also joined by our wonderful guest, the discount Spaniard himself, Valak.
Yeah, just one whole person wanted me back, and it's not my mom.
No. She does watch the show. I talked to her on the I talked to her on the regular, but no.
Well, you talked to her more than me.
Yeah, exactly. She'll be surprised to see you on. But without any further, racism or mother talk, let's get into the song of the week. Geralt, can't you see? It's my calling. A game like that should wear a warning. It's dangerous for my scoring. The 78 achieves. I can't wait. I need to start October 1st to play. It's dangerous. I'm installing. Ratio high, won't come down. Losing my lead, playing dusk till dawn. Do I achieve it? Starting Witcher 3, I'm on a ride. Potions toxic, I'm fighting monsters with a taste of a bit of blood and wine. I'm addicted to don't you know you're my top pick? And I love playing you, don't you know you're my top pick?
Cool. I do know it.
Oh, you do know it?
I listened to when you sent the song across, I listened to 5 seconds of it. I'm like, I've got no hope in hell.
It took me 5 seconds to recognize it.
But then, like, 5 seconds after that, I realized what it was.
Okay, all right. Okay, what is it, guys? Come on. Let's throw it at
Toxic
me.
by Britney Spears.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Yes, good job, guys. Easy.
Which was sung after the year 2000, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's put it in the pool of songs that I can guess. All right, cool.
Yeah, no, exactly. I remember it being on the second episode of the reboot of Doctor Who, so it must be after the 2000s somewhere.
Britney Spears and Doctor Who, what an odd combination.
Well, it was.
That's like eating chicken with vanilla ice cream and expecting those things to gel. Like,
have you tried it?
No, I mean, hey,
might be surprised.
I'll leave that to you guys. I'm not really into that European diet.
Maxibons and chicken.
No.
Maxibons and fried chicken.
I like a chicken. Well, I mean, people like chicken and waffles, right? And then they put maple syrup on it, which I think is still weird, but it kind of, I don't know, it kind of gets there.
All right. When I get to, somebody's going to clip this. When I get to the end of my diet, when I get back to 80 kilos, I will try Maxibon and fried chicken.
Oh, boy. Okay, Charlotte, make sure you clip that. Like, clip it a couple times, actually. I'm going to use that for clip of the week or whatever promotional material we use for the next year or so.
Maybe we can get 2 brand sponsorships out of this.
Hey, sure. Yeah, exactly. We use code. Use code Hall of Gamers to get an extra piece of chicken at KFC. Actually, fuck, that's a really good idea. We should have KFC as well.
I mean, I would be the perfect person to hit up KFC.
I was gonna say you've got the hookup. But let's get into the housekeeping. Discord, discord.io/realgamerscore is the best place to come have a chat with us in our community. Where, for those who don't know, we're back in the on the Real Gamerscore side of things, at least on the Discord front. If you don't know what Discord is, it's basically a big chat room with a lot of different channels for different things, like talking about the show, talking about things in general. We've got like a silly chat for like memes, a serious chat for when you want to get real fucking serious about stuff.
The original porn.
Yeah, occasionally. I mean, that's usually on the AHA, but yeah, sure. I mean, some depending on how well we moderate it. But
just remember, that's why we need HR.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That graphic's gonna come in handy.
Oh no. But yeah, it's basically it's the best place to get a hold of us and talk to us community, and we like to talk about video games and just kind of all kinds of shit. It's there's a big contingent of for people down under there. So there's a lot of Australian Kiwis and Aussies down there. So you'll find a lot of that stuff. But we welcome just about everyone.
Yeah, they welcome me. So
yeah, exactly. We let Valak in, and we've
the standards are already low enough.
Exactly. So if you can limbo under those, I will be hugely impressed. We're also doing this show live on Twitch, as we do every week on a Friday. At the moment it's 9:30 New Zealand time because of daylight savings or some shit. I don't know.
1 week in the year that knocks us off.
Yeah, which is very strange to me, but whatever, it's fine. We'll patch it up next week. But if you want to come watch us live, as you should, Twitch, we're at Hall of Gamers Pod is our Twitch account. So come say hi, twitch.tv. Pretty easy to find us. Make sure you favorite us. Throw us a subscription. We always appreciate that. I've been gifted subscriptions, which is weird because I'm on the show, but hey, I'm not going to. We'll see if Admiral shows up again.
It's okay. You can use the subs.
Exactly. Yeah. True. I could.
Like the emotes.
Yes. Oh, true. I can use the emotes. Yeah. So that's always the key thing.
Actually, you know what? If you have an Amazon Prime sub, just throw it our way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. If you have Prime, gift it. Just get on there. We've also got our Patreon. Speaking of making some money. Patreon, basically, if you don't know what that is a subscription service where you give us some cash each month so we can pay for things like Zoom.
Having me here.
Yeah, having wonderful guests on because they only come on if we bribe them. Yeah. Also for things like our distribution network for getting all the podcasts out there, and also prizes and competitions, such as the Word Challenge, which I'll talk about coming up, and the Patreon contest. So if you're a patron, you go in the draw to win one of 3 games, which is all chosen by our patrons through a voting system that Cameron sets up. What were the 3 games?
So the Cameron? 3 games were Song of Iron, Kitteria Fables, and the Big Con.
And so whatever wins that, basically, if you're the winner, you get whatever's the most highest rated game there. So, Cameron, what was the game that won this
I'm
month?
just double checking that nobody's screwed me over in the last 10 minutes. But I believe it's Song of Iron.
Okay.
But I will quickly just double check that as you announce the winner.
So the winner is, drum roll please. Cameron hasn't done the drum roll effect yet.
All right, cool. All right, add it to the list.
Yep. Is Peter Nightingale. Congratulations, mate. You've earned it. He's won a couple of them in the past. To be fair, we don't have a huge amount of patrons. So if you join, you've got a pretty good chance of winning.
We have 15 patrons, so you've got pretty.
It's like
pretty good
one.
chance.
You have a 1 in 27 chance at the moment to win, because each tier that you subscribe to gives you an extra entry into the contest.
It is it is Song of Iron too.
Song of Iron, fantastic. Yeah. So Peter here actually is a top tier subscriber at $10, so he's got 3 entries, so he's got 3 times as much chance, which is why he's won a couple of times. So congratulations, mate. Get in touch with us, and we'll send you out a code for that game. Cameron's also working on some spooky games for October, which we're going to probably announce, I think, over the weekend. We're just trying to secure codes and that bits and pieces, but we'll let you guys know on the usual channels.
May I suggest Murder Diaries? Great game.
Diaries. Okay, Murder Diaries. Yep, that sounds fantastic. I imagine it's...
Do you like imaginary, but with crime scenes?
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, I can see that. I think that game is it a baby game?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Red's going no in the chat. What have you done?
I may have bought it for him before we started the podcast just to hear him suffer, and possibly pre-ordered the second one already.
Oh no, that's awful.
Wait, you said Airy, like as in the flying bird?
Yes, exactly. Same developer, same game, just different name.
God.
How many reskins are... It's a reskin, yeah?
Well, all of the
Pretty
games
much,
are reskins, right? Like, what was that one that was like it was one of the baby games I played yesterday.
Life of a Fly?
No.
Life of a Fly is a reskin, yeah.
Life of the is a reskin area, sort of, but it was the one where it's all the area environments, but you just load up the levels and get the achievements.
Oh, From Earth to Heaven, I believe.
Yeah, From Earth to Heaven, but it's literally just the area levels, but you're on the ground now. Anyway.
You see, you paid more attention to levels than I did.
I was just like, this looks very familiar. And I was like, oh, God, because I remember spending fucking ages doing Calm Mind.
There was also Feather, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking trash, and I've played most of it.
The achievement hunters are really getting taken for a ride on the easy trash.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah, no, it's sickening.
You do realize Adrian will make a studio in like the next 2 to 3 years, and it will literally be the exact same game with like a different shade of color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, look, it worked for the butterfly games.
I was just going to say
And
butterfly and synchro hedgehog.
Synchro hedgehogs, yeah.
Okay, I didn't put synchro hedgehog on my list for this week, but I fired it up and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I knew it was a Zidlong game, right? And I was like, it's going to be trash, whatever. And I was like, wait a minute, this is literally exactly the same as Butterfly.
Yeah, I played Butterfly 1 and 2 back to back. The song was the same. They didn't change anything.
Oh my fucking god!
I was like, this is the same game. Same music, same death animation, everything.
Yeah, it's Jesus Christ. They're really
and you
taking
think
the
they
piss.
couldn't do worse than Assassin's Creed copy in the Formula each year?
Yeah, so that's our Patreon. We've also got our word challenge. So the Hall of Gamers word challenge. Basically, the idea is you need to come up with a game title, and each week I'll give you a clue. And if you happen to get the game title, you've got to post it. There's a channel for it on our Discord called Word Challenge. If you put the exact title of the game, it will pop up a GIF, and you see that GIF, you win $20. Simple as that. Starts off hard, gets super, super easy. I make the clues as annoying as possible because we only have $20 and it has to last until the end of the month. That's the honest reason, because the Patreon bucks only gets paid out every month. So it's, we have to make do with what we've got, but we've got a new game.
More patrons, more prizes.
That's true. This is true. We've got a new game, and I've set it up. So the GIF is ready to go. It is a first-person game. That is the only clue you're getting.
Todd, no.
Oh boy.
Don't guess it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, Todd's probably going to get it on his first try. The trick, okay, just some stuff around that. Make sure you only post one game at a time, one post at a time in the Discord. Otherwise, the bot won't trigger. It has to be the exact title. Can't be anything extra in it. So don't do a list. Don't do anything like that. It won't work. Because obviously, if you want to win the prize, you got to win the prize. It's also on slow mode, so I think you can only do one post an hour. So don't go trying to spam it too much. But good luck, everyone. If you're listening to this live, you got an extra couple of days to get in there before we release the recording and all the plebs hear it. Anyway, with the housekeeping out of the way, let's have a chat with our guest here, Valak. How you doing, mate?
Me. I woke up at 7 a.m. to be here. Otherwise, I would have passed out. I'm pretty good.
I saw you posting about that, and I was going to give you some encouragement, but then I thought, nah, fuck that.
I mean, I tried staying up yesterday to watch the Xbox show, and then at this time I passed out with Nev and Lone Wolf talking in my ear. So.
Oh wow, fuck! You must have been tired.
Jeez.
So we've had you on the Real Gamer School podcast back in the day, but since we potentially have a few new listeners and watchers here for the gamers, let's take it from the top. Who the fuck are you? Like, what are you about? What do you do?
I'm a person.
What's in Portugal?
I live in a little city from Spain known as Portugal.
Okay.
I'm obviously an achievement hunter. I'm a mod / admin / slowly taking over Reptar before he knows it, owner of AHA. I've been hanging out with these guys for the last almost 2 years now, and I have been hating every moment since.
Mate, the feeling's mutual,
Yep. I mean, I'm just gonna say that I was at 200K when I met you guys. Now I'm almost at 800K in 2 years.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Our friendship's as strong as a world build of Lego.
No, we're not doing. We're not doing the Lego Worlds tangent. That was horrific. But you're good friends with one Red, Mr. 047, who was
I wouldn't say friends. It's a hate-love relationship, as in I give him all the hate and he tries to get all my love.
Friends with benefits?
I mean, hey, you got to treat him mean, keep him keen, right?
Exactly. The more you beat me, the more I love you.
Portuguese disease.
Every healthy relationship does that, right? That's true. He doesn't say goodnight, Char.
No, he does not say goodnight. Yes, exactly. Let's say because we love inside jokes on this show. All right, well let's go through a little bit of your gaming history then. What got you into achievement hunting? You said you started at 200,000, and then suddenly you're at 800,000. What, like yesterday?
Yeah, I reached it yesterday. I mean, that's also a lot with game sharing with Red, and him buying every game that comes out that has Red-like in the name.
I mean, he did just hit 1 million, so you kind of know what he's been playing.
I've been crying ever since. But yeah, I mean, I was always a completionist, especially because I was growing up with collectathons like Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, which I guess could be considered collectathon, at least the first one. Jack and Daxter. So when the achievement and / trophy system was introduced, it kind of just drew me into it because, you know, Call of Duty, you don't really know how to get to 100%, and the achievement are just a way to show that. So yeah, I just kind of started achievement hunting, only good games, and then the invasion of Xbox One, inflation started, and I just kind of also started buying them slowly. And like I said, started game sharing with Red and just got drawn into the baby games as well.
So you've got a fair few completions under your belt, but yeah, like I'm glad to have a fellow completionist on the show, because every week when we have like Cameron talking about, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I just dived a bunch of shit and didn't really care about it, didn't even check if it had unobtainables. Like I throw up my mouth a little bit. But
I'll get one. I'll get one of these weeks.
Have you got any
one that
really...
isn't a racing game?
No, yeah, not a racing game, exactly. Yeah. Well, he's going for those series completions, I suppose. Have you got any really proud completions that you know, ones that come to mind when you think about like, oh, I'm really happy that I did that, or that was really, really tough, or you know?
I'm really happy that it's done. It's more my thought. Friday the 13th, for example, those 2,000 matches where I was playing 17 hours a day. I legit ignored everything, and I was playing games, working, eating, showering, and just playing Friday the 13th with, PTSD.
I remember you trying to get me to play that. You were like, oh, come on, it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. Just come join us. We'll all boost together.
Look, all I'm going to say is me and Mike got from 0 to 1,000 matches in 3 days. If that tells you how much we were playing.
Oh, my fucking God. 3 days.
Look, I would wake up, do 5 or 6 hours with Mike, go to work, get home. I had a session with some random ass dude on TA because I was behind on matches. So another 5 hours. Would shower, eat dinner, 2 a.m. would meet up with Mike, we would play for like 4 hours. I would sleep 1 hour, wake up with my phone vibrating, and it was Mike saying, I can't sleep, do you want to do more? And I was like, sure. And that was my routine for like at least a week or 2.
Oh, man.
It honestly worries me when you and like Mike and like even Matt talk about games, because I know what Matt's like.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, like, I have my moments, but like...
It kind of makes me glad that I don't have a sense of smell and that you're very far away from me, because I always get the idea that, surely you're not showering.
I did say I paused for showering and dinner.
Mate, I shower every Friday before the podcast.
Hey, at least I wash my hands.
Yeah, that's something, right? Yeah, exactly.
Mike's just listening to this in disgust.
Mike,
wash your hands.
Yeah, Mike. Always call her out for that. She got very upset. Okay, so yeah, Friday the 13th is a good one. Do you have any others?
I don't know, like Crash Bandicoot, even though I keep saying it was a baby game because I didn't find it hard. Brad is going to kill me in the chat.
That's fucking ridiculous. That game is crazy.
Look, what's the hardest level, the one that was taking out Stormy Ascent or whatever?
Yeah, so yeah,
took me maybe like 30 minutes to do both achievements related to it. And to be fair, I did grow up with Crash Bandicoot, right?
I mean, so did I, but like, fuck. The later games are a lot easier for sure, but
except Crash 4.
I haven't played Crash 4 yet.
The new. Well, I mean, Crinkle says it's easier, but Marcus says that
Crinkle's a madman though.
Yeah.
And Marcus says it's beyond his skill level, so you know what?
So I'm not touching it. Yeah, cool.
Do with that information as you will.
Good to know.
Those kind of achievement hunters, though, are the ones that just don't like banging their head against the wall until they get it done. They actually know when to quit.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that, like, I have my tolerance has gotten less over the years. Although I'll talk about a game that's been testing it recently, but I get what you mean though. It's you know, gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right?
Yeah.
Zero broken controllers so far.
Well, okay, that's good. That's good. I think that's usually the metric, right? If you break a controller, you've probably
then
gone
you need
too
to
far.
stop.
Yeah.
I usually just punch it off wall instead of breaking the controller. I prefer having broken fingers over, those don't cost me. Healthcare is free.
Exactly. It's like, free healthcare, and you get a break. And then I just have a note here that just says turtle sex noises. So, okay.
I mean, Do you want me to teach you how to do turtle sex
No, I
noises?
think we're good. I think we're good. What do you think of the Gnome's Garden franchise?
I know that was Admiral that asked me that, right?
He did, yep.
I've been dive all of them and never touched them again, and probably never will.
Oh god, they're so bad. I fucking hate them.
How does Kirby like them?
Kirby loves them. I don't get it. Like, I've got like 4 of them sitting in my backlog, and I wish I'd never bought any of them.
Is it only because you got first?
Partly.
Yeah.
You know, I've been dive like all 4 of them, 4 or 5 or whatever, and then the AD, which is basically the same shit. Even the achievements pop at the same time. It's nothing changes.
Yeah, you want to talk about reskins? Holy shit!
I can't wait to go back for that one.
Yeah, one of these days I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, we're just gonna open up the guide. Because the thing is, like, when they added it, like the easy mode where you get 3 stars without the timer, then I was like, whatever. And then it's just a clicking simulator. But the fact you actually have to pay some attention to it, but not a lot of attention.
The first ones don't have that, right?
No, exactly.
It's only like the latest ones.
I think like the first 3 or so don't have that, so they are just absolute nightmares.
Perfect series completion.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh. There's also a question here that we got asked out. What is the craziest bet you've ever made?
Oof, that's a good one.
And is this safe for the podcast?
I mean, I don't give a shit. Say what you want, mate.
I'm trying to think, because
I was going to say, I checked the explicit tag for a reason.
Shit. Yeah, now I can't really remember of one. I guess. It's a good question.
Call the cops on a dog?
Yeah, you can hear the dogs. They're awake,
yeah. Dogs have shown up again, which is nice.
Probably the bet that I won't kill dogs, because that's what I'm about to do in a second.
Oh dear.
All right, well, while you think about that, let's move on to our next question then. If you were stuck in a room with mimes, what kind of unspeakable acts
Giant orgy, let's go.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's fine. Silent orgy, I would assume.
Yeah, there will be no penetration either, just like us each other copying each other's movements.
Oh yeah, that's fair. It's more like interpretive art. I think I've seen that Flash animation. And then
for man.
What?
No, Cameron's too pure to get
Moving
that
right along.
And then it just says weird turkey noises.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, as you can see, me and my Admiral have a weird relationship of weird animal noises.
Yep. I mean, when I was on AHA recently, I saw a lot of pictures of turtles. A lot of ones that I wish I hadn't seen.
Because me and Mike were having a field day.
Yeah. On to some actual questions. Best co-op game you've had a lot of fun playing?
I mean, Operation Tango was a good one with Nev, and I'm pretty sure you was also the one that asked this question, so I'm kind of biased here.
Fair.
Sniper Elite with Crinkle, even though we hated each other, I enjoyed a lot.
Was that which Sniper Elite was that? Was that 3 or 4?
No, we did 3 and 4 back to back.
Oh wow!
We did 4 first, which was a lot
was the
harder
hard
than
one,
3.
right? 4's got the ridiculous, yeah.
The hardest difficulty, which helps a lot in
3,
co-op, obviously, because you don't die immediately, you just go down.
Right. You didn't say Swim Sanity?
Yeah, I mean,
I just glad you did Swim Sanity.
I mean, I'm glad we did it. I'm fucking.
I mean, I'm glad that the colorblind person was just the same color while all the 3 of us were fucked. And today I'm black, now I'm blue. Now I'm red for some reason.
I feel like Nev had a lot of mixed feelings about being black one playthrough and then not the next. You know, he had a lot of opinions about that.
Yeah, can't believe the white guy was the black one. Poor Nev.
I know, right? Okay, what's your favorite anime?
Boku no Pico, obviously.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No.
I don't know it, so it's fine.
No. There was the Boku no Pico is. Oh, guys.
What is it?
Go in the house.
Is he listing hentai?
Yes.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I do have a cat named after a character from Jujutsu Kaisen, so I guess
that's pretty good. Okay, yeah. So you like your shonen trash?
Yeah, exactly. And High School DxD. Got a
Oh
lot
my
of plot on
fucking
that
god.
one.
Okay, you know what? No, it's fine. High School DxD is fine. I mean, it's. I mean, at least you can admit that it's a fucking.
Look, it actually has good plot, and I'm not talking about the bouncing breasts.
Yeah,
not
the plot. Yeah.
Look. I got Mike to watch it, and she enjoys it. So
I mean, if Mike likes it, like Jesus,
then it must have to.
It must be okay. Are you looking forward to the live-action Cowboy Bebop? I saw the trailer for that the other day.
I know Nev is gonna kill me, but I've never seen Cowboy Bebop.
Oh boy.
Don't worry,
I might kill you. Holy shit.
Look, I've seen the opening, and that's how far I've gone into the show.
I mean, like Tank is a great song. I love that. By the Seatbelts. But
I haven't seen it either, but that trailer looks pretty stylish.
yeah, it does. It does. I mean,
the entire show is stylish from my friends that keep trying to see.
Look, I mean, like, I don't like to be one of those gatekeepy anime motherfuckers, right? Like, I try to hide my power level a little.
It's okay. We understand Death Note happened.
Yeah, right. right. So some people, it's like Death Note's usually a good intro anime, but it's like Cowboy Bebop is kind of required watching, at least once. Like, it's so stylish, and it's like one of the few animes that I think actually is better dubbed rather than subbed. But I don't want to get into that debate because it's not the Hall of Anime.
Let's not get us cancelled.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, well, you know, we start a shit fight in the chat.
All right. So Avalanche sucks. Have fun with that one.
Oh wait, what? What?
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm just giving an opinion that will make the show cancelled.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Boruto is better than Naruto. I can keep going.
Oh no, Bleach definitely.
Bloody hell, you sound like bloody Adrian coming into the boosting session yesterday and saying, "Oh, they're making a One Piece sequel. What's it called? Two Piece."
2 pieces. I said it.
Oh, was it you? Okay.
Yeah, it was me yesterday. I said the exact same thing. Speaking about that, I found out why they call it Bleach. But moving on, this is
because of his hair. He bleaches his hair. Well, they
Nah, it's because he wanted to originally name it Dark, but Dark was too popular, so he went with the opposite. And it was like, I can't name it White. What makes stuff white Bleach? And they just named it Bleach because of that.
Huh. I remember there's a line in the manga where everyone accuses him of bleaching his hair, but he just has weird hair. But okay, anyway. The first 2 seasons of Bleach are actually really fucking good, and then after that it just all goes downhill. But they're bringing
bring it back, right?
Yeah, they're bringing it back to do the final season that they got cancelled. So
make a live action of that.
Oh god.
Netflix get on it.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw the Full Metal Alchemist one was bad enough.
It was okay. It was better than Death Note. I'll tell you that.
Sure,
much. And I've seen Death Note twice.
Are they still making a Death Note sequel? They said they were going to.
Please no. I mean, they probably said before the movie was actually out.
Yeah, and then just went to.
Yeah, the live action Japanese one back in the day was actually okay. They did the first couple of those, and then they did the L spin-off as well. Okay, Master Chief or Marcus Phoenix?
Both. Master Phoenix.
Master Phoenix.
Their child. Yeah.
He just takes the helmet off and it's just a do-rag.
Marcus. Yep. That's the secret.
That's the secret, is that it was Sarah all along.
Yeah, and Cortana is actually Anya.
Oh my god. Anya.
Right, this is one weird fanfic.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm sure it exists though.
The Fujoshis are going crazy. Charlotte asks, what's your favorite game?
Resident Evil 2, the original. Or Jack and Daxter.
Oh, Jack and Daxter is so good. Yeah, I love Jack and Daxter. And like Ratchet and Clank stuff.
Yeah, this will never happen, but I was pretty excited for Prince of Persia because it was my favorite game growing up before I actually got good enough to play Resident Evil 2, but it will never happen.
No. Well, no, probably not. I can't believe they're only remaking Sands of Time as well. Like, they've got 3 fucking games there. They've released them in collections before. Just remake all 3 of them. They're not that long either.
They're probably just doing the first one, see how the first one does, and then they'll probably make a trilogy where you can't even buy them separately. You need to buy the first one. No, of course,
you have to buy the whole trilogy again, whole separate stack. Yeah.
Don't worry, I pre-ordered the game. The next E3 is like, oh, it's an anime. You pre-order the anime. Let's go.
Yeah. And then Charlotte also asks, what game do you hate the most?
Man, aside from all the trash that I've played, fucking Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was. I wasn't a big fan of Wolfenstein 2, but Youngblood looked like rough in terms of what they did with that game.
One day I'll go back to it.
Yeah, all the time in the world. All right. Well, Thanks for playing question and answer with us, Valak. We're going to go into the news now. Cameron, what have you found for us this week?
All right, so we've got a bit. Xbox Cloud Gaming launched in Australia, Brazil, Mexico, and Japan. Just not discount Brazil.
Or discount Australia, apparently.
No, we already have Xcloud.
Yeah,
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've had it for ages.
Oh, fair enough. So sorry. So yeah, we were watching the Xbox Tokyo Game Show when we were doing boosting last night, and this was like one of the first announcements that we're getting game streaming. So it's available to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers in Brazil and Mexico as of September 30th, and Australia and Japanese users as of October 1st.
So today.
Yep. So today, subscribers in these countries will be able to play over 100 Xbox Game Pass titles via Xcloud Gaming on Windows PC, Android mobile devices, and Apple mobile devices. Kyo did a little bit of testing this morning.
So community member and good friend, Kyo.
Kyo Olive at home. Yep. We always just have to call him Olive. Yeah, cool.
Olive, yep.
So it is. This is pretty much what he's put in the Discord today, and I've just asked him if I'm okay to say it on the show, and he said, yeah, of course. So it's the regular Game Pass app. He's tested the Android app on the network, runs great. On mobile data, Optus not well at all. Xbox.com/play works for Aussies now. Currently testing it on the Edge browser, works great and looks great. He needs to check the browser on Android outside the app. Edge browser on Android is mostly unsupported. There are limited games that appear like Gears 5 is missing, and it prompts you to have a controller, supported browser, and a network, but lets you connect to games that are there, but without touch controls. The newer PC app has the cloud function now, but the app runs like rubbish on the Surface Pro 4, and so he hasn't tested it properly. Edge browser streaming through the 2013 Xbox One console works. He also did some testing of Halo MCC, and that was fine, but Gears 5 had profile sign-in issues. I'm pretty sure he did Elder Scrolls, Halo MCC, and Gears 5 for a bit of his testing.
Okay, right.
Works mostly that way. It seems to be similar on Xbox One as with the Android Edge browser, where it's largely unsupported but loads and plays the games anyway. He also tested the URL on a PS4, just for the lols, and of course it's blocked. He recommends using the Android Game Pass app and the Edge browser on PC. He doesn't use the other browsers, they should be fine. And the PC Xbox app finally loaded for him. The app is rubbish, but streaming on it seems okay. He still recommends the browser.
So I'm assuming it would work in Chrome as well then, right?
I imagine so. They've rebuilt...
So I've done some... I've done some testing. So when they announced that Subnautica was still working with the console commands, I didn't read the Series X portion. I just read the Xcloud. So I tried it on... the app wasn't loading the game for me for some reason, but Google Chrome was. And the only problem was it wasn't recognizing the controller until I opened the game, and then I closed the game, and then it recognized the controller for some reason. But yeah, it worked great. Maybe like when there was a lot of stuff happening on the screen, especially when the game was loading through the teleportation, there will be like a 2-second delay, but other than that, it worked fine.
Okay, all right. Have you been getting much use out of Xcloud in general?
I mean, not really. I'm mostly, when I go out, it's not like long trips. It's either work and hanging out with friends or other stuff. So it's not like it's not like I'm going out by myself to say a restaurant and be like, oh, I don't have anything to do while I wait for food. Let me turn on Xcloud. It's like either home or hanging out with people.
It feels like more a convenience to, like, I used to nag you about signing into my account just to get the Dead by Daylight daily stuff. Just
That's
the blood
true.
points. Like, stuff like that, I think it's just good for, like, a daily login if you don't have access to a console.
Maybe if you get really bad diarrhea, you'd be useful in the bathroom.
Yep. No, that's you got to think about all the possibilities.
Yep. I'm sure there's people where it's a best application, and like especially with Tokyo too, getting like not being able to access like a Series S or a Series X, having.
I mean, I'm going to give the example of Lone Wolf right now, even though his work is a bit strict, but right now he works in a car manufacturing factory, and because of the chip shortage, every 2 weeks he doesn't have anything to do because they're in shifts, right? Day shift and night shift, and from what he was telling me, night shift that is actually not doing anything. They just have to show up to make the hours. And even though obviously he can't pull out like his phone to play Xcloud, I could see myself doing that if, for example, the movie theater or the lab had like hours that I would have to do nothing.
Yeah, no, that makes sort of sense, I suppose. It's been good for me. Well, like I've been using the console streaming version of it when I go down to Wellington for work trips, because I can just take my phone with me, or now I can just do it from the laptop and just stream straight to there. But it would be really nice if I could just use Xcloud. But we still haven't got it over here yet, so I guess we'll just wait for that data center one of these days.
Yep. Look, Brazil got it.
And Brazil got it.
They probably had like after workers dying because of the favelas. So you're almost there.
I think when Xbox finds New Zealand on a map, they might start thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like the rest of us.
They can hold a launch event here, but they can't put it in a fucking data center.
I mean, I'm surprised that he even got a launch event.
Yeah, me too. But they apparently someone just Googled where's the first place that the sun rises, and they found New Zealand. and also someone wanted a trip to Queenstown.
Yep, 100%. All right, moving along. The Xbox update adds new Edge browser for console, remote play for PC, and more. So the September update is now rolling out to players. It includes a Play Later Game Pass feature, the official Xbox PC app remote play options, and then the new Microsoft Edge browser on console. And I'm pretty sure, I think I was talking to Adrian about it, that what's it run on? Irifium or something like that? I don't know. Similar to what Chrome's running on.
Chromium,
yeah. So, and N64 games can be played.
Oh yeah, there was some sort of work through where it can run an emulator
Which
through the browser.
It's funny how the Series S in particular has had so much ROM news around it. And like every few months I'm just saying like, hey, forget about all these new games that were supposedly meant to be coming out and all that. But like just play an N64 game from like 20 years ago. Yeah, unless you're Nintendo and you want to charge a subscription service and all this for it.
Or just release the same game over and over again full price.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, or release a collection of some really great Mario games and then take it away.
But who will do that?
No, it's a ridiculous idea.
Only Nintendo.
Man, N64 games aren't that good.
I think it depends on what game.
I'm sorry, Superman 64 is the best game ever made.
I mean, there's Glover, I guess, but
Star Fox 64 is one of those games that I find myself coming back to like once a year, maybe once every 2 years. Just a good game to do in a day.
Like, I love Ocarina of Time, obviously. Like, I'm a big Zelda fan. Less of a fan of Majora's Mask, but whatever. But, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't... Like, there's, like, Super Mario 64 and Zelda, and that's pretty much it, right? I mean, well, I guess Smash Bros, but, like, Melee was better. I don't know.
Yeah, Smash Bros is pretty good.
I feel like it's kind of overrated.
I mean, Banjo-Kazooie, but, like, I mean, you can play Banjo-Kazooie in pretty much everything these days.
True. I mean, Banjo's
That's true.
But like, people love GoldenEye, and I think that game has not aged well.
It doesn't hold up. No way.
If FPSs just don't work. I mean, like trying to go back and play like Perfect Dark on the on Live Arcade is just nightmarish. But I'm gonna have to do it because it's in rare replay. But
Mario Party.
No, Mario Party's always been bad. It's never good.
Depends on how much you want to get divorced, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great.
I love alienating my friends. What do you mean? It's a great game.
We really should do some live stream bullshit game like that. That's fine.
We should do Jackbox Party 8 and try and get 1,000 viewers.
That's the Twitch meta, right? I don't know.
Oh, I haven't included in the news, but that whole buy your viewers thing with Twitch today, that would bundle perfectly with Jackbox Party 8.
I guess.
By the completion.
You just need to get sponsored by Twitch itself, and you'll get the achievement.
Yeah. I mean, you got to make sure you're playing the game in a hot tub, though. I guess I like it. I'm glad they added all this cool stuff. I don't think I'm going to use much of it. What about you, Val? Like, are you?
Like I said, if I go on a trip, probably. I mean,
Did you play anything without achievements?
I mean, I played Bayonetta 2 on the Switch. I'm probably going to pick up Bayonetta 3 because of the plot, once again.
The hairy plot.
Yep. I don't know, like it's rare for me to actually be incentivized to play a game outside of Xbox. I mean, I'll play the exclusives for PlayStation. I'll get the platinums in that, and then they get announced to Xbox. God damn it, Yakuza. But yeah, I'll probably play it, check it out, but it's not something that I plan on spending a whole bunch of time on it.
What do you think, Cameron?
Yeah, pretty much the same thought. Like, I'm just glad that there's extra functionality. Like, I think it's a smart move, especially with Japan. Like, just those markets where they don't really have access to the hardware as much, or there is a Sony monopoly, pretty much. Like, I think they're playing it really smart in terms of Game Pass as a subscription service. What's the best way that we can get every user to like try out Game Pass at the very least?
Well, they're basically giving it away, so makes sense.
And I mean, at the same time,
also make profit.
Yeah. Same time though, the Take-Two CEO, I'm not sure if somebody for Take-Two let it slip that it hit 30 million subscribers. So
wow,
and it jumped from 18 million in January. So
all right,
I think the safe bet a few months ago was like what 23. So yeah, 18 to 30 million.
I mean, you have to think that the pandemic really helps. Game Pass in general.
Yeah, especially with that, and then a lot of big budget releases getting pushed back, so there's more space for the indies.
And most of the big AAA games that came out day one in Game Pass, or were added to Game Pass like 3 months later.
Yeah,
Marvel Avengers, even though that's a bad game.
Yeah, exactly.
Achievements were fixed apparently.
Oh well, maybe we should get the crew together and play it.
Yeah, I do want to try it. I think the Wakanda DLC is free as well.
All the DLCs up. DLCs up to this point were, especially Spider-Man DLC.
Yeah, free to not exist. Yeah.
All right. Moving along. So everybody's favorite, what would you call it? Acquirer of game studios.
Oh,
Netflix.
I was gonna say the
yeah.
What are they called? Not the Absolver Group. The Embracer Group. That's the Embracer Group who've just been buying up like all the IPs and stuff. If you should like get the board with the string out and just figure everything leads back to the Embracer Group. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But apparently Netflix is buying something, right?
Yeah. So Netflix bought Night School Studio. And if you're not aware of who Night School Studio is, they're the team that made Oxenfree and After Party.
So they made a good game and a game.
Yep.
Sorry, which one's meant to be the good game?
Oxenfree was a great game.
Oxenfree is a great game.
I didn't care for it. I'll be honest. I like how inventive they are with Oxenfree, and like
the only good thing about After Party is that the guy that voices Lee in The Walking Dead voices Satan.
Satan, yeah.
Look, the only thing I can remember from After Party was going to a bar, drinking a lot, and then turning the game off.
That's pretty much that's the whole game.
That's what I wanted to do.
All right, cool.
People really like that game. I don't really get it, but yeah.
It's the comedy missed me. I preferred the mystery in Oxenfree. I think it was better handled.
100%.
So yeah, Night School wants to stretch our narrative and design aspirations across distinctive, original games of heart. Netflix gives film, TV, and now game makers an unprecedented canvas to create and deliver excellent entertainment to millions of people.
Excellent is debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what games have Netflix?
Stranger Things 3,
yeah,
Stranger Things, the new one,
and
Dark Crystal.
So, okay, again, a good game and a very bad game.
Yeah,
they've done some others, but those ones are the ones that come to mind because they're all digital. So me and Matt kind of just rushed through them.
Because the only other thing I can think of was they were doing the testing for like Minecraft Story when Telltale was still around.
And then they had like that Bandersnatch like mirror interactable thing, so they were kind of trying to bridge the gap a little bit, but which was kind of like more of like an FMV, I guess. I don't know. Like if it's a game that has video cutscenes in it, is it an FMV game? But if it starts off as a show and then turns into a game, is that still an FMV game?
It's weird.
FMV like.
Sure, yeah, but yeah, like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh
yeah,
God, let's not have an FMV
so,
like.
So I'm going to submit it to TA right now.
Light.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
I mean, it's interesting that they acquired that particular studio because Oakland Free 2 is a PlayStation exclusive or time exclusive.
Time exclusive PlayStation, as far as we're aware. Yeah.
So
it's definitely coming out on the Switch. At least I'm pretty sure it's coming out on the Switch. Even Oxenfree 2 is interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure they did something recently where apparently the enemies are so strong in Oxenfree 2 that they broke into the original game for a patch.
Huh.
Which I just think is clever marketing.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
If I haven't completed Oxenfree like 3 times, I'll probably check that out.
Yeah, that is the one problem with that game, right? It's got to do 3 playthroughs.
I would honestly be very interested if Netflix did more FMVs. Like, not like Bandersnatch, but like,
Full-blown FMVs?
Yeah, like some...
I mean, don't worry. I'm sure they're trying to buy Welsh Interactive as we speak.
I mean... Purchase. It would be crazy to think of something like Wales Interactive being partnered with Netflix. Like, imagine if Netflix gave Wales Interactive like a big fat paycheck and said, all right, we want 5 of these games within the year.
Now, do you think they will let them doing original IPs, or do you think they'll be like, yeah, Stranger Things 3, make it...
I mean, it depends on whether Netflix are going to use their original IPs or they're going to use acquired IPs that they've paid for.
Exactly. So,
yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, I guess with like in terms of Oxenfree 2 at least, you know, like it's not like the Bethesda thing where it's going to a console manufacturer, right? Like there's no reason why they can't release Oxenfree 2 on other platforms later. It's, you know, like they might not, like they talked about how delisting.
I mean,
because they delisted the Stranger Things game, but that's a little bit different because they own that IP.
Yeah.
Technically, it will be in all platforms since, you know, the Netflix app is on all platforms. You can play it through the Xbox or PlayStation. I mean, it's more like the case of, will Microsoft get part of the revenue or Sony will get part of the revenue, or it'll just be full-blown Netflix? And will Microsoft and Sony allow that?
That would be...
I doubt it.
It'd be very interested out of anybody. It would be Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Because Apple would definitely want to take a cut.
Yeah, although the there was some, again, we haven't put it in the news, but there was some changes in the
Epic versus Apple.
Epic versus Apple stuff going on where it looks like Epic's losing pretty much everything except the except one of the claims around pricing, and so it'd be interesting to see where that comes. So still waiting to hear exactly what's going to happen with that, but I don't see Microsoft or Sony letting. Another streaming service onto their platforms, though. You know, like even if it's sort of game adjacent, but like, I mean, because like can you imagine they delist Stranger Things on the Xbox Store and then they bring it back on their streaming service? Microsoft's going to be like, fucking what?
I mean, but at the same time, I totally see Microsoft doing the same thing that they do with EA Play, like let's partner up. Xbox Ultimate now owns Netflix. Yeah,
that could be actually, that would be a smart play. That would be a real smart play, actually.
You know, might as well. They already give 1 month of Disney Plus every like 3 or 4 months. Just bring Netflix in.
Yeah, that's true. I guess the other thing I'm thinking about is this going to turn into, like, do you remember when Netflix first started doing original stuff like House of Cards, and everyone was like, wow, like Netflix studio stuff is actually really fucking good. Like seal of quality.
They started over saturating it, and now every other show is like shit.
And it's like, oh, hey, it's a Netflix show, and you're like, oh Christ, okay, I'm not going to watch that shit. You kidding me? They produced it on like a $2 budget, and like and COVID only made it worse. I mean, I still need to watch Squid Game, but
Squid Game is so good.
I know.
You know, I need to see it. Although some person named Mike said that Alice in the Borderland is better, and the Alice in Borderland was already very good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll watch Alice in the Borderland and see how I feel about it. But
they're making a season 2. So
there's not many shows that capture me like how Squid Game, like where I've just gone, all right, I'm not playing anything this weekend. I'm just sitting here with Nikita and watching this whole show.
I'm going to do that this weekend, I think.
The way that I described Alice in Borderland to Mike before she started watching it, it's basically the puzzles and from Saw, but with just good character development.
So it's like, was it 999 or was it 030 Escape or whatever that game was?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
yeah, that'd be a good comparison.
Sounds good to me. I love those games. Well, I love the idea of those games. The execution leaves a bit to be desired. But...
Saying that at the same time, I'm very disappointed that Netflix cancels shows that don't gain the traction that I really wanted.
So you're going to say Santa Clara Diet?
I was going to say Designated Survivor.
Dark Crystal, obviously.
I really liked it.
Designated Survivor was okay.
But it's usually like 3 or 4 seasons and then you're done. Catch you later.
Yeah, well, they stopped getting the return on them. So they just cancelled them, which is kind of shitty. But I guess I'm glad they get made in the first place.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, some things up. Stranger things have happened.
Okay, all right. Where the fuck is that 4th season, by the way?
They announced that, or at least one of the actors that is basically an adult now. Said that it's. Yeah. That reminds me of
Harry Potter.
No, what Shazam? Have you seen the kid that played Billy Batson? He's fucking just as big as the dude that plays Shazam now.
What is Zachary Levi?
Yeah, it's just like I saw a Twitter post that said is a few like workouts from being just as buff as them.
Jeez. He says Shazam and nothing happens. Yeah, he has to go and pull the outfit out of the wardrobe and just put it on.
Jeez, that was a good movie. I don't usually like DC movies, but Shazam was a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when they do Black Adam and then they do Black Adam versus Shazam.
Yeah,
it's inevitable.
Yeah, and totally believing that The Rock is gonna lose.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, did you know that for one of the Fast and Furious, both The Rock and Vin Diesel had in their contract that they couldn't lose. So there was someone in the set whenever Vin Diesel punched The Rock. There was someone inside counting the punches because The Rock would have to give him the same amount of punches.
Oh my god! Well, I mean, I think if you watch Shazam, you really find out that movie's all about family. So
makes sense, yeah. Oh, even though The Rock is kinda annoyed with his BFF.
Yeah. All right, what's this last one you got here, Cameron?
The last one is the Perfect Dark reboot. Will be co-developed by Marvel's Avengers dev Crystal Dynamics.
Okay, so what the fuck?
Please tell me you're not going to go the whole route of like, oh my god, this 4A studio is suddenly not going to be able to make a game because they've only been making a Perfect Dark game for like 2 years.
I mean, it's definitely a weird choice. Like Crystal Dynamics they did the Avengers and Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah. So they did. What did they did the last Tomb Raider, I think.
No, I think they did for the Force and Rise. I think
they did since Rise.
Well, because I'm trying to think because it got switched on the third one. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, because I think it got switched to the third one because Crystal was working on Avengers, so they couldn't work on Shadow.
Rise of the Tomb Raider and Marvel Avengers.
Okay, so they did the first two. I imagine is what they are the first one as well.
It's not a studio that I would see working on a allegedly first-person shooter, right? We don't know for sure, but assuming Perfect Dark, first-person.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't work on Shadows.
No, so Shadows they didn't work on yet. Yeah. That was,
so this is just leading people to speculate, especially on Twitter, that Square was acquisition by Microsoft, especially since Avengers now got out to Game Pass. Avalanche is working on an Xbox exclusive, apparently. Like, Square is now doing all of this stuff with Xbox.
I guess, for reference, Crystal Dynamics is wholly owned by Square Enix. So, which is why it's like outside of an acquisition, this is a very strange choice, right? Because sometimes you get support developers. I mean, like look at Activision for fuck's sake. Like every studio they have is a support developer for Call of Duty, right? So many different studios touch stuff.
And then they just become Call of Duty.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, fine. They do like DLC for that. Like it's how we'll end up with like Raven and stuff. Some really good developers too. But
Toys for Bob. Never forget.
Oh, Toys for Bob. Yeah. And what is it? who is it? Vicarious Visions.
Various Visions. Yeah, I was thinking of that, but
fuck. But yeah, so it's like it's not unusual for like Microsoft to say, oh hey, yeah, here's a support studio to come in and help you out with this big fucking game you're making. It's going to be hopefully a huge blockbuster for them. It is weird for it to be to be owned by a completely different company.
And such a well-known studio as well.
Yeah, like who released a big budget game that did not do very well.
I mean, maybe that's why they're giving this, like, oh, you didn't do a good job with Marvel, with Avengers.
Now you're a support studio, yeah.
Maybe it's just cheaper to get that support.
Also, what are they supporting? They could just be working on the multiplayer for all we know.
Well, the initiative only has a team of, 70 individuals, whereas in Initiative is how many?
Yeah, Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics is like 200.
Yeah, I think they're a bigger team. Well, they were at least. I don't know where they're at the moment. But I mean, like Crystal Dynamics, they've done good stuff in the past, and they have had that relationship with Microsoft when it came to Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? So it's not like completely out of left field.
And isn't like a big guy in the initiative also worked for Crystal Dynamics before?
Yeah, believe so. Yeah. So
they're saying that like their whole team is made out of talent, so it could be pretty much from everywhere.
They've been sort of cherry
That's true.
It was their like Santa Monica-esque team, right? So it's kind of like they wanted to get everyone in the Bay Area, but I don't know. Like I don't know if Microsoft are going to be acquiring Square. I still think that's a step too far, even for them.
Yeah.
Especially with Square's existing relationship with like Final Fantasy with Sony and all that kind of stuff. I think that's just.
I mean, having said that, Bethesda was also doing a lot of exclusives for PlayStation.
That is true. That is true. Actually, yeah. With.
I mean, I don't see it happening, but if it happens, I can't wait to be on Twitter that day. All the Sony fanboys just screaming.
I feel like everybody at the moment's just like acquisition, and it's like. I think they're just hoping that another Bethesda level event does come out.
I mean, Microsoft are no strangers to that, right? And they are still behind in the market, although doing very well. But it seems like the Game Pass strategy is working out well for them. They just, again, like we've said many times before, they just needed to get those exclusives in there to really hammer it against Sony. They've got pretty much everything else sorted. It's just that's where they lose every time. So I mean, like I could see them potentially acquiring Crystal Dynamics. You know, like Square goes, hey, you fucked up the Avengers. One of them supposed to be a huge thing. We're thinking about getting rid of you the same way they got rid of IO, right? For that kind of stuff.
But at the same.
I was gonna say,
at the same time. You go. Go ahead.
Wait, sorry. Every time I see like the Avengers though, the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm just like. It just feels so weird after watching everything like MCU. Like, we're bloody watching like What If at the moment. And
I haven't seen any of it, so no spoilers.
No spoilers, but even the character animations, like they still look laughable, but they're still better than what bloody Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy have for like likeness.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
at the same time, it's supposed to be in the same multiverse, so the characters look alike. While I mean, just
I know, but you look at
Robert Downey Jr.'s face on Marvel Avengers. There will go all the whole budget.
You look at Star-Lord from like Guardians of the Galaxy, and you're just like, who hired this like bloody 80s hipster? Like,
that's like nothing. Supposed to be.
I mean, exactly
that's what
right.
He's
like,
supposed to be.
Like he's pretty similar to his character in the Telltale game at least, and it seems like they're pulling more from the comics, I suppose. But like, people need to remember. And a lot of people won't because they weren't into comics. And I'm not going to be too gatekeepery, but like there exists a lot of comic book like media out there, comic book related, like TV shows. There was so many cartoons. I mean, like especially even on Marvel, like Earth's Mightiest Heroes is one of my favorite cartoon series.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
So great, right? And just like they're actually talking about maybe doing a third season as well, which I'm super excited about. But like getting used to having like random voice actors or like semi well-known voice actors and different art styles and different faces of characters is just something you kind of have to get used to. That's just the reality of how it was before the MCU existed. And there's no way that they can afford to license people anymore because games are too expensive to make. Robert Downey Jr. is not going to do the voice of Iron Man.
It's the money that it took him to do Endgame. I can't see it be any cheaper to show up in a game.
Exactly, especially now that he's done, right? Like they have to renegotiate some sort of contract, and Like, I mean, fuck. Like even Tom Hanks doesn't do his own voice when Toy Story shows up and that sort of shit, right? He
his
brother do it, yeah.
Yeah.
William Dafoe did his voice on Spider-Man, the 2002 game or whatever.
That's true. But I guess like back in the day, it was like movie licenses were like, it was movie license games were made cheap, and then it was like, okay, you're signing up for when you sign on to this movie, you're also signing up for the press tour. You're signing up for like a bunch of promotional shit. Oh, and also you're doing the voice of the video game, by the way. Like that's part of it. Like
that's true.
And so it was like, okay, so like, yeah, and even in the early MCU, like they had a Iron Man 2 game, they had a Thor game, right?
But the Green Lantern game.
And Green Lantern, yeah, exactly, right? But
it's like Captain America.
Yep, which is actually not a bad game.
Yeah, Captain America is actually pretty good.
Surprisingly good game. But it was like after the 360, like games, when we hit like the 4K and we moved on from like, we got to HD and then games became way too expensive to make. And the AA developer died on its ass. There just wasn't space for it. And so like your only choice is to do big budget games like Avengers. And like, can you like, obviously Avengers is a huge fucking bust for them and they lost a shitload of money on it. Can you imagine how much money they would have lost if they'd used the likenesses for all the Avengers actors? Fucking Crystal
Dynamics would be helping anything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'd be the bread line.
I think it was more like dumb decisions for them though. Like,
sure.
I mean, the whole like Xbox, like the whole Don Matrick move of, hey, if you don't want to play online, we have a console for you. It's Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't want to play Spider-Man, we've got a bloody platform for you. It's Xbox.
I suppose.
I mean, the Avengers game in itself is a good game. I don't know, like if Crystal Dynamics plan on doing a live service game, or was it Square Enix that pressured them to do it because it's the new thing? But just the single player is great. The story is awesome. Gameplay is solid overall. It's just the live service part, the multiplayer part is the part that's lacking.
Imagine that live service is ruining video games.
Just as
who would have told us back in 2017 that this is the way the industry would have gone? I
mean, it's also the fact that they also missed the launch of Endgame, right? And then they came out afterwards, and you're like, no, buddy, this game should have come out 5 years ago. Like you missed the window by a lot.
The problem is that as soon as the trailer came out, everyone was at a problem with their character models because it wasn't Robert Downey Jr., it wasn't Chris Evans. Yeah. And I think that already turned off a lot of people. Same thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Because like you said, most people are used to the MCU versions. They didn't read the comics, they didn't watch the cartoons. Like Tony Stark didn't look anything like Robert Downey Jr. until he became Iron Man.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Like, I'm not seeing these games, seeing these trailers for it. It doesn't like Guardians does excite me because I know that the Avengers gameplay is apparently good. So I do have hope for Guardians.
Guardians looks interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes.
Just from a look, if I was like a 15-year-old with $100 that I've saved up for a while, this isn't going to be the game that I decide to spend my money on.
Oh no, I mean like
again, spend it on Fortnite.
Yeah, true. Get your V-Bucks and then throw it at a.
And then you can play with Superman, Iron Man. You can play as all of them.
do the floss, and then you just throw away the rest of your money on a hot tub streamer.
That's a good point, Valak. It's sad that there's a stronger likeness in Fortnite than there is in the actual games.
Yeah, Red in the chat says that apparently Guardians is the day one purchase for him, and he's going to stop whatever he's playing for it. Which is, hey, fair enough. Like, I'm interested in it.
Except if you're playing Far Cry 6.
Far Cry 6 looks good too, but because it's coming out like next month or like later this month, right, or something.
I was surprised how quick.
Yeah, like me and Red before the podcast were talking about the game that we're going to buy, since game sharing all thing, we need to not buy the same game twice. Yeah. And when he told me Guardians is coming out like at the end of this month, I was shocked because it was announced this E3, right?
Yeah, it was the first time they talked about it. I mean, there had been rumors about it before, but this was the official.
Yeah, but it's so weird. It's so rare now for a game to be announced and then come out right away. Like the only.
I mean, I'm totally with you. Like a game coming out this year, just in general, is surprising.
Like I think the only studio that I'm used to doing to like announcing the game when it's actually ready, it's the Yakuza developers, because they only announce the game when it's out, when it's ready, like Lost Judgment.
I honestly think like this end of the year is crazy. Like for me, myself as a gamer, I have Lost Judgment, I have Alan Wake, I have Far Cry 6, I have Age of Empires 4. I have Forza Horizon 5. I have Halo Infinite. And that's just all like IPs that I'm aware of. Like
And
on top of that,
I have a question.
I haven't got Hot Wheels yet.
No. Okay. My question is, which game are you actually going to pop one achievement, and which game are you actually going to complete?
Lost Judgment, I'm going to wait for the price to go down.
It'll be in Game Pass, mate.
Yeah, Far Cry 6 will be the same. Forza Horizon 5, I will go for that completion without stopping. Age of Empires...
And then the Battle Royale DLC?
Oh, I fucking love Eliminator. It will be fun. Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5 will be the ones that I go for completion straight away. I will probably dive Back for Blood, being a new IP, see how I feel about it. And I will probably dive Age of Empires 4 only because of how close... Not dive in the sense, I'll play it until Forza Horizon 5 comes out and then go back to it. Because racing
so Halo Infinite is not going to have co-op, right?
Not at launch. Yeah, we talked about.
I really hope they add co-op achievements after.
No. My question is, do you think there will be a co-op achievement at launch, and then you just won't be able to?
No, I bet you this is going to be a title update situation where they chuck some more on, which would be smart.
I don't think they're going to separate the games. I think it will be the base game will have the multiplayer and solo campaign, and then it will be title update later on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It'll be interesting too whether having the seasons, whether they do title updates every season.
I doubt it because they didn't do it for Master Chief, right?
I mean, Master Chief's weird.
Yeah, but Master Chief was...
You get reach, you get a whole bunch of achievements.
Okay,
fair.
Fair.
I'm thinking like free for reach is better comparison only because of you'll get that DLC pack. Whether they do big updates like that.
Just wait until the servers go down, the DLC goes free, and you can do it all in like 2 weeks.
It's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. Ugh.
That's the thing too. With these live services games now, there's a less and less chance of like they're just going to build on top of them.
Well, yeah, they're going to build on top of them until they fall over, and they fall over very fucking fast.
Look at Phantasy Star, not the live service MMO, but they announced New Genesis, right, which is supposed to be a different game. So me, Nev, Kit, and Mike completed the Phantasy Star Online 2. New Genesis, instead of being a new game, it's just a title update. So they merged 2 games into one, just, same list, just as like a title update achievement list, and it's a whole different MMO, just in the same, like, opening.
Which is hilarious to me, because I remember us having a discussion of, I saw you guys doing it, and you were like, come over, like, they're going to be shutting it down, or like, it doesn't matter, it's going to be a whole new list, and I was like, I might wait. I have been burnt before by MMOs. But
when?
It's not, fucking Neverwinter.
I was going to say never.
Never. Yes.
Neverwinter. Okay.
Winter is coming.
Winter is always coming, unfortunately. Oh my god, the new update for that game is a fucking mess, and everyone is angry, which is usually the story, but they've really fucked it this time.
You say this, and then they'll outdo themselves next time. This is a challenge. You're setting them a challenge right now.
I mean, the fact that they've now equaled it, they've dropped everyone's level down to 20 as the maximum for some fucking reason.
At least that achievement works, so yeah.
I'm sure their last achievement will be try this one out, Neomaster, and everyone's just gonna hate you.
Yep. It's gonna be like, okay, now start a whole brand new character, get through all of these, every single dungeon, every single bit of content.
Do every single achievement again on a different character.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Are you gonna eventually go for the perfect order entertainment completions?
No, fuck no. I'm not playing Star Trek.
You got Remnant done. Live Lock's not that bad. You just got to do Neverwinter Chinese.
No, well that's shut down now, so you can't do it.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
I don't think so anyway.
This game has 58 discontinued achievements.
Ouch. Yeah, so that's a yikes. They didn't add any new achievements with this latest update at least, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I don't want to talk about Neverwinter because it just makes me angry.
Fair point.
All right, you want to talk about what's coming up in Game Pass?
All right, there is a lot this week. All right, where do I start? So Scarlet Nexus got it added yesterday. They announced it at the Xbox Japan showcase. Sorry, not Japan. Tokyo showcase. Comes from the makers behind the Tales series and set as a dystopian Braden Punk world. You control one of 2 protagonists, each with their own separate campaigns and both blessed with powerful supernatural abilities and part of a task force of similarly gifted individuals. Bizarre extradimensional creatures known as the Others have invaded Earth, and it's up to you to stop them in their tracks. Kyle, which one are you meant to start with for your first playthrough? I think Kyle Simone said in Xbox Cast this morning which one you're meant to start with, and I'm just waiting for him to type in the chat. Yudo.
You too.
Oh, you too. I don't know how to pronounce names. Cool.
You too.
Playthrough of the boy. Yeah, cool.
Joshua Tree.
It's now, this makes me think that their other game, Code Vein, might be on the chopping block soon.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I was just thinking about Code Vein and maybe... Because I was talking to Kiku about it, because he was talking about how it's actually a really, really good game and he loves it. So I was like, oh, maybe I want to play it, but I'm not going to have time.
I mean...
I like Adrian just for the $90...
Code Vein is a relatively easy game. It just has the weird-ass co-op thing challenge that it's kind of a grind at the end.
Do the medals, yeah.
Adrian...
So Code Vein is a Dark Souls style, a lot more methodical. So it's less of these
Weeb Dark Souls.
Weeb Dark Souls, yes, thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Just without the tentacles, allegedly.
Allegedly, well, let's see what happens in Code Vein 2 or whatever.
All right. Moving along, AI the Somium Files, I think. In this sci-fi detective game, you're trying to solve a woman's murder by exploring people's dreams. Under a 6-minute time limit, you'll gather intel by finding clues, interrogating suspects, and solving puzzles in a strange murder mystery that comes for the director of Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward.
Oh wow! Okay, so I was like, okay, this seems kind of cool. Sounds like
it sounds like Dark Dreams Don't Die.
It sounds like Observer and Dark Dreams and then you said Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward, which was the game that the death game thing that I was referencing. That's similar to Squid Game.
Okay.
So that looks amazing. Okay, so I'm definitely going to jump on that.
Yeah, I'm interested to try too. Mighty Goose is a side-scrolling action shooter that launched back in June. It's an adorable bounty hunting goose with an itchy trigger figure, a feather. You'll run and gun your way across the colourful pixel art environments. If you adore geese and loving mowing down enemies in arcade-style action, Mighty Goose might be up your alley. It looks like... The name escapes me. It looks like... what's that one with the tanks? That they're making into like a turn-based...
Metal Slug.
Metal Slug, that's it, yep. It looks like Metal Slug, except instead of humans, you're using a goose.
Well, I hope it's easy then.
I guess the goose from Untitled Goose Game got bored.
Yeah, exactly. He put on his Rambo bandana and he's like about to fuck shit up for real now.
Oh, dear. Phoenix Point, which was the one I was talking about last week, a mutating alien menace. Friends of the last remnants of mankind on an Earth ravaged by the Pandora virus. It is up to the Phoenix Project to take the planet back for humanity. The turn-based strategy hit Phoenix Point includes optimizations and changes designed specifically for Xbox One and Xbox Series X, and that launches today. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Xbox Series X and S.
So yeah, that's basically an XCOM light, like an XCOM style game.
Another one.
Yep.
And then the other games that are released this week are Lemnis Gate, which was the one that I was talking about last week, where it's the 4D kind of timed turn-based battles. So yeah, Lemnis Gate liberates you from the constraints of time to offer relentlessly inventive multiplayer experience deeply rooted in tactical FPS gameplay. Then there's Astria Zenning, which is explore a vast world on the brink of chaos and a mature, emotional JRPG rendered in glorious 4K hand-drawn visuals. Customize your characters with expansive customization and lead the 8 demigods of Oricon to battle and rewarding turn-based combat to protect the harmony.
That's the most Japanese phrase I've ever seen.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Unsighted, the few androids that remain are running out of anima. The energy that gives all robots consciousness. It's up to you, Alma, to save your friends from becoming unsighted. Explore the vast ruins of Arcadia using every tool you can find. Time is ticking. They need you.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that last week.
That one, I might check that one out. That and Lemnis Gate sound very interesting to me. Obviously, in Scarlet Nexus and Avengers. And then, Avengers is an evolving game with ongoing updates that add new playable heroes, missions, villains, campaigns, and events. Xbox Game Pass members will get to experience all of it. If you're gaming on the Xbox Series X and S, you'll get to play the optimized version of Marvel's Avengers to take advantage of faster load times and higher frame rates, resulting in smoother gameplay experience. Xbox Game Pass members will also have immediate access to the new War for Wakanda expansion, featuring a new playable hero, Black Panther, sorry, and hours of new multiplayer and story content. In War for Wakanda, King T'Challa faces his greatest challenge yet, when he steals his claw infiltrates Wakanda to steal its precious vibranium. T'Challa won't be able to defeat his enemy alone. He'll need to team up with the Avengers and confront his distrust of outsiders if he hopes to protect his kingdom. Is this going to make me sad?
No. When you said King T'Challa faces is the greatest challenge ever, I was thinking to myself, finding a different actor? Yeah, that's
going to be rough. That is going to be rough. Yeah.
But you mentioned XCOM.
All right.
And don't forget that Marvel is also making Midnight Suns, which is a XCOM game. So there's another one.
I'm not going to spoil What If, but Chadwick's acting in the second episode was amazing. Like he's such a
nice send-off.
Yeah. Like it was just one of those, like, it was a sucker punch after him passing to see such talent. And to think that he was acting in Endgame and all that when he had cancer, yeah?
When he had cancer, yeah. And people are making fun of him being so skinny because they were like posting like, are you doing drugs? And then he died. And it's like, no, he was because of the chemo.
He kept it very well hidden.
Yeah.
But, I might just jump quickly into what games I've been playing this week because I don't really have much.
Go for it.
So Black Ops 3, we've decided to basically put our life on standstill and finish this game off. And practically every day has been like, can we do Black Ops 3? Can we do Black Ops 3? Can we do Black Ops 3?
I know the strategy. Yeah.
And I'm proud to say that we are basically nearly done except for the wins and the remainder of the points, which me and Adrian are missing. And then we just need to basically just finish off next week. And we're going to finish it up with the unlocking the Pack-a-Punch room all together in the first round. And
then doing the next version, right?
Funny you mentioned that because we actually are.
Oh, God.
Because I said after it, like, I want to do Black Ops 3 campaign because doing the 4-player co-op campaign that they have, the story's garbage, yeah? But it was actually a really good campaign, gameplay-wise. And it was like 4 or 5 years ago that I played it. But yeah, getting closer on the grind. It was nice to actually see an achievement after like 2 weeks today in that game, so yay. Other than that, played a little bit of Accuser, Song of Life the other day. Pretty much going through the rest of the story. Got up to the scene where they're throwing a roots. I don't know if it's
the baby.
Riku. Yeah, the baby.
The baby.
They're throwing the baby. It's like baby football. Just like go long, and it's so stupid.
I'm looking forward to when they go for the field goal.
That's
when they kick it, Cameron. That's the joke there.
South Park reference.
The baby.
Kick the baby.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool. Just dated our podcast by several years.
Oh dear. We should really just do a South Park podcast. Yeah.
No, there's no fucking way.
But yeah, Yakuza 6 is pretty good. I'm just diving into them like a little bit over the place again, just to try and get through the stories and then just do clean up on all of them and then actually go back and play it through properly. And the other game I've started this week was Fallout 76 on PC with Nick.
Oh no! God,
Which,
you really are just a glutton for fucking punishment.
Hey Neo, do you want to do the Xbox One version with me and Lone Wolf?
Maybe we'll see. No, probably not.
Which surprisingly, it isn't as bad as what I was expecting.
Well, they've had a long time to fucking fix it. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
they've had years to fucking fix it.
It actually,
like, if you play it, if there's 2 great examples. Mike got the base completion before they fixed it. She hates the game now. Nev hated it. Wait until they fix it, and then he came back, and now he loves the game. Yeah. It's a perfect example.
It honestly does feel like a Fallout game, though. The only problems I have with it were, and I guess the 2 big issues, the NPC voices, they're just too quiet. For whatever reason, I'll go up to them, I'll start the conversation, and it's like, all right, you had your volume at 100%, let's turn it down to 20. And then
you need to put subtitles on, mate.
I have subtitles on. That's the only way I can understand it. But
right.
It's just really weird. and really breaks the immersion. But there was that, and then whenever we're doing co-op missions together, it's basically if somebody needs to talk to somebody, it has to be repeated twice. Which breaks the
you
immersion.
can't party up with the missions, which is weird.
That reminds me, I have a code to send to you.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you want to if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber and you want to get rid of either your Fallout 76 free month for PC or Xbox, send it to me because I'm probably going to do the Fallout series at some point too. In terms of it though, we're only like a level like around 12, but it does feel like Fallout, and I didn't care for 4, but this one feels a lot better.
So be careful because there's an event, and you probably should ask Nev what the event is. But if you get to level 25 or whichever the achievement level is in that event, the achievements won't pop.
Okay. All right. I'll ask him then.
Yeah, I'm starting to sound like a better game every fucking second you talk about it.
I know there's 2 missables I'm going to have to keep an eye out for, but
there is a missable that you need to create a different character for or some shit.
Yeah. I think it's like a dialogue option or something, but I don't know. I need to look into it further. But just to round off, I need to give a great story from the other day when we're all in a party, and we went into this like robot kind of museum, and of course there's like laser grids up everywhere. So I'm just like, I can't figure this puzzle out. All right, charge! Top of my lungs, run through the lasers. And of course, Nick is under the turret that nearly almost kills him.
And he doesn't even see it. He's like, oh, where am I getting shot from? And I'm just
listening
to this. I'm listening to Nick trying to work this out in the party. He's like, oh, yeah. It's like, and Cameron's like, oh, I don't want to wait. Fucking Leroy Jenkins into it. And just all I hear is, beep, 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 and just fucking, yeah. Oh, God. So, yeah. So yeah, Valak, as long as you're not going to be doing that, maybe I will play with you. We'll see.
It's me and Lone Wolf. We half a brain with half a brain. So that's, a very
eventually, yeah, exactly,
brain.
Yeah.
That's
we'll make one
of a
functioning
brain.
adult.
Yeah, exactly.
What was I going to say? I'm pretty sure I screamed out though, nothing ventured, nothing gained, only because the exact same thing happens in Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, fucking every game you play apparently, and they'll say Remnant and fucking
and Nick going in chat, that damn turret, all of this could have been avoided.
Exactly.
I mean, I could have, but
Range Brigade, just like whatever game we're playing.
Toddy's dropping codes in the chat.
Oh,
Leave my codes alone. It's only for Fallout 76. You won't want it.
All right.
Hey, Nick. Before we move on, you can take that one. Cool.
So how much did you get this week?
Like 585. Nothing.
All right, fine, whatever then.
I wasn't playing Baby Trash.
Yeah, fair.
You'll leave my trash alone.
I was gonna say, Valak, what were you playing this week?
Well, aside from all the goodness of Bratalaika, Blackout Club. So for all those that know, it's a 4-player stealth horror game where, at night, all the adults become zombie-esque creatures, and they're sleepwalking basically. And there is they usually don't see, so you can just be stealthy, and as long as you don't move, they don't see you. And if you do bad stuff like knock people out, break into buildings, have lockpicking, you get sins, and after a while the shape appears, which is an invisible enemy, instant kill per se, and you can only see it if you close your eyes, which is the Y button. So you have 3 chances. So I was playing with Red and Kitten got caught by the shape. I can awake him and save him. There's also an option for a stalker joining the game, which is a kid that is basically double agent, where he records your sins so the shape shows up earlier. We noticed that a stalker joined. I forgot to turn that option off, whatever. He immediately leaves the game. Kitten gets caught. I save Kitten, and then we close your eyes to see the shape. And there's a notification that says, Red, Valak, Little Kitten is ours. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It gives random messages. We keep chuckling at the message until one says, Little Kitten, join us. We have milk and blood. Turns out we were being invaded by the devs. So when we close our eyes, we just see like shape, all like 10 shape appearances around us. And Nev was telling us that the devs every few days go to different ports and just invade random people's games and just leave random messages. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Glad that they still support the game like almost 6 years after launch. And yeah, it was a good time. Red just sits in spawn, not doing anything while me and Kitten do all the work.
Business as usual, yeah.
Yep. Aside from that, I finally played Oblivion. The game is great.
Really, Oblivion's great. Are you saying?
A little known game known as Oblivion. Not very well known among the community. Gotta say, the side quests are kind of boring though. The guilds do drag a bit, which is great because there is a little known exploit known as the chameleon exploit, where you basically punch an enemy on the face and it don't react because they can't see you, which made the entire guild's quest a breeze. And another 1,000 on the bank or with the DLC or whatever. That was my only good game this month.
I actually quite like the DLC for that game actually. Like the
DLC was somewhat interesting, yeah. That's also the only place where you need to drop a save for all the achievements because there is a choice in the middle. And I guess this was 2 weeks ago, but whatever. Iconfell, which is the other well-known game that I should probably talk about. It's an okay game. I feel like they go hard on the homosexuality and whatever. Like
it's very woke. It's very fucking woke.
I'm bisexual. I like suck a dick as much as next guy, but Jesus Christ, they go hard on it.
Oh dear.
And the devs hated it because I have actually a friend that talked to the dev and he said that they should probably have done that in a different way and they got butthurt. I don't care. They did the gayness and bisexuality and gender identity thing way too.
I mean,
in a very intense way.
I understand representation, right? But it was like literally every character was either gay. It was
gay, trans, non-binary.
Asexual.
It was. And I didn't think through this cutscene because I was playing the walkthrough, so I was being as efficient as possible. But Mike played this game without anything, from what I understood. And she apparently got the cutscene where they actually take a minute to discuss who is the most gay.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah, Mike swears by it that she got that cutscene. I was just playing the walkthrough and I knew where I need to go. I must have missed that
because I did it as optimal as possible. I mean, I watched all the cutscenes and everything because I was interested.
I also did that. But
wow, okay.
So maybe just like a side stuff that if you find a room or something, but yeah, could have handled better. But aside from that, a good game. South Park kind of combat from the second game. Even though you can just skip every possible.
Yeah, just hit the victory button every time, yeah.
I tried doing the boss battles, but the rest of the fights were just so boring. I couldn't. And yeah, that's about it, aside from all, the Ratalaikas, the Tillions, whatever games that I've done.
Trash just keeps piling up.
And they don't stop coming.
Yep. All right, so I have been playing a lot of trash this week, and by a lot I mean a fuckload. Like, I had my best day ever of achievement hunting yesterday. I finished, I think, about 25 games almost, maybe a little less, maybe like 24. But I got a TA score of like 26,000 or something ridiculous.
Jeez.
I won't talk about everything, obviously, because it's a waste of time. But I'll talk about a couple of things that I played that I actually thought was interesting. I played Adios, which is a unique game. It's not it's a narrative. It's like a narrative first-person walking simulator with some dialogue stuff in there. It's very simple. I don't want to spoil it, but essentially you're a pig farmer in Kansas. A guy in a suit gets out of a car, starts walking up to you, and you just look at your diary and he just says, "Tell him I'm done," and that's it. And the story just goes from there. And it's short. It's like an hour and a half. I'd love to. I want people to play this so I could talk to them about it because I thought it was really interesting. It's like graphically it's just kind of it definitely has like a message kind of, but yeah, it's like a narrative game, and I thought it was really, really cool.
The game,
So
the gameplay in
Farm
that.
sequel.
No, it's not quite. It's less about farming and more about like discussions. You end up talking with the.
You clearly didn't play People's Farm. There's nothing about farming in that game.
I know, I did play People's Farm. I mean, you make a big eggplant. I also played Farm Frenzy as well, so cheat code the game. I also played and finished Flynn, Son of Crimson. Quite a good game. Had a good time with it. Side-scrolling Metroidvania, sort of. It's pretty light on the Metroidvania elements, but it's got assists on it, so you can do like no damage. It was all right. Like it's relatively well made, but the combat's pretty good. But I feel like they have a whole magic system in there that's really underutilized. And it's a little bit generic in terms of like, okay, now you go to the fire world. Okay, now you go to the ice world. Now you go to the poison world, the swamp, whatever. And it's like, okay, like I get it. Like there's only so many environments you can choose from, but I was hoping for a little bit more variety.
Dog World?
Hmm?
I played
there's like a dark world at the end of the game, basically.
I said Dog World, but
Dog World? Oh no, well there is a dog. I mean,
that's a DLC.
That's a DLC. Yeah. There is a dog right at the beginning of the game that as your companion. So there's definitely some. You can't. I don't think you can pet. Oh no, you can pet the dog. I think. But
any game that doesn't let you pet the dog is not.
No, exactly.
Basically, just play. Isn't there a Twitter related to games that you can pet the dog?
Yeah, and it expands out to other animals as well, which is nice. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's a solid 7 out of 10. Like nothing too. It's not too long. You can put the assist modes if you're finding it too difficult. The combat's pretty good. Enemy variety is not bad, but gets a bit samey. But yeah, I think it was fun. I also played Lost Words. So this just recently came to Game Pass. It is a game that was written by Rihanna Pratchett, Terry Pratchett's daughter, who's done quite a few games over the years. It is a beautiful game. It's a side-scrolling game where you play a girl who's writing in her diary about her grandmother. And she's also she's writing a story about her grandmother, but the things that happen in the game affect the story. And so you get little choices to make. They don't matter all that much, but it's nice little touches. Like you choose the name of your character out of 3, you choose what color, outfit they wear and what their personality is like, and it tweaks little parts of the game. It's a sort of very simple side scroller with some very, very basic puzzles. You essentially have a word book and you drag the words out of the book and it makes things happen. So you have a word that's rise, and so it'll lift things up, and you have one that's repair to fix things, and one burn to set things on fire, or to light torches.
So kind of like Typo Man.
Kind of, yeah, but a very 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 simplified version of it. But it's mostly about the narrative. It's very very touching. It's got a beautiful art style. It's very fucking sad. I got a little teary towards the end of it even. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's you probably get an idea of where it's going, and it's pretty early on. But I would definitely recommend it. It's also got you could double dip it. There's a Windows 10 version of it.
Not the correct term.
Okay, yes, you can stack it.
Thank you.
I would. Yes, I did both.
Why not Valak it?
I've been
because it hasn't left Game Pass yet.
It just got added to Game Pass.
It just got added.
So
Give it a few.
Why not reverse Valak it?
Yeah. So yeah, I would recommend it. It's short. It's only a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And it's a nice game. I would definitely recommend it. On the complete other end of the spectrum, I played Ghostbusters Remastered, which is a remaster of the old 360 version, but with the multiplayer taken out. This game's thank God, because the multiplayer is a fucking nightmare. It's
really glitchy.
Yeah, really glitchy, which is why I haven't played it. So this is my first time playing through it, and it's essentially in the same way that the Telltale version of Back to the Future was Back to the Future 4 and 5, the ideas of scripts that they had for that. This is like Ghostbusters 3, the one that they never made, basically.
But they already made Ghostbusters.
No, the Ghostbusters they never made. It's relatively simplistic. It's a lot of hey, let's go back to this with a couple of new things and bits and pieces. And obviously, as a movie, they'd condense it down quite a bit. But it's good. They got their voice actors back. I mean, beside Harold Ramis, obviously, because he's dead. But I thought it was okay.
Wait, so you're saying there's no ghost for him?
I mean, yeah, I ain't afraid of them.
There's no ghost to bust.
Yeah, exactly. But busting does make me feel good. It's it's a standard, relatively standard third-person shooter with some interesting like tweaks to gameplay, because obviously you need to weaken ghosts, then put them in the capture stream to pull them, and then pull them into a trap, and then it's got like a really satisfying it's very visceral when you like grab them in the trap, because you can slam them against things and then so like there's a trick where as an upgrade you get where normally when you pull them to the trap you have to keep them in the middle of the trap so they can't escape, but if you slam them onto it they're instantly captured, which is really, really satisfying.
So kind of like a more in-depth version of Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, again, like Luigi's Mansion, very, very, very similar. I've got one achievement left in it. So there's an achievement for going through the game and racking up $3 million worth of damage, which is fucking hilarious. And so because there's a level where you go in Times Square and there's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's there. And so you just go around blasting cars and racking up damage and go around, beat the final boss, get the achievement. There's also a trick for the hardest difficulty where you just do like the very beginning of the game, like the first chapter, and then you can go to the end of each chapter and just beat the bosses and just get the achievement, which is nice. All I've got left is now you have to start a new playthrough where you have to do less than $100,000 worth of damages, which is really fucking hard because proton packs are really inaccurate and they love ripping shit to pieces. So
I hate to say it, but Red has done it.
Red has like I say really hard, like it's not actually that difficult, but it's like
Red.
It's definitely it's a big change in the gameplay. Like you have to be a lot more precise, and you can't just go around like fucking blasting everything to pieces trying to catch every ghost you find. You also got to rely on your teammates a lot more. The AI is not very good, but it's fine. Like it's basically just like 5 or 6 hours of Bill Murray just being a dick the whole time. He's a super fucking dick in this. Like he's like the worst. But yeah, I thought it was okay. And then I also played a bit of Dante's Inferno today.
Oh,
because
DLC?
Yes. So I have the one achievement left for the DLC trials. My good buddy Funky is helping me out with that, which I really appreciate because he's already done it. But there's 25 regular trials and then 15 co-op trials. Yeah. We did like 3 of them today before my hand started cramping up. Man, I'm really not looking forward to doing the rest of them. This is going to be if I finish this will be one of my proudest completions in a long time. It's because it's really tough, almost unfair. But we'll see how it goes. It's
going through hell and back?
Yes, very much so, yeah. Probably going to end up in purgatory. And then I started The Witcher 3, basically, which was like, okay, cool. You know, the Xbox cast, our good friends there are doing Witcherween.
Speaking of what, I warned Shadow about Fallout, so might as well warn you about Witcher 3. You're playing the Game of the Year edition, right?
I am playing the Game of the Year.
Make sure you make a save before any achievement and always close the game. Because the game is very glitchy in achievements if you leave it running on the Xbox One, so I assume Quick Resume will be the same.
Yeah. Right.
So close the game, make saves, yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I've just did like the tutorial and like I got my first Gwent game, so it's cool. You know, got a couple of achievements there. Got to do a fist
orgy.
Gonna do a fist fight in a minute. Yeah, orgies come up at some stage.
Do you think they're gonna stack this too when they finally get around to the next?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think it's just going to be
it'll just be an update, which is fine. And then so I hit my 1.8 million this afternoon as well, which I'm very, very happy about. And I decided that the quality time, again, it only took me like 3 weeks, which is really fucking scary considering I did Driving Essentials on the 12th or whatever.
Jeez.
Didn't
even give me a heads up. Like, how am I meant to make a graphic for the show? What the hell?
I mean, I only just did it before the show, but so yeah, I finished it with the Unicorn Princess. It's a classic horse riding game where you ride around on a horse and then you go up to like a unicorn and he's like, hey, get on my back and do this thing. And you're like, okay, cool, get out. And then you get off the horse and he's like, cool, okay, done. You have to go back to your regular stupid horse. And I rode my horse around so much getting all the collectibles that he got annoyed with me and refused to run anymore. So he's getting sent to the glue factory.
How would you stack it against the other great horse racing games like Horse Racing 2016?
I mean,
and
it's
Animal
better than Horse Racing 2016, I guess. I mean, it's not as bad as Barbie Horse Adventure. Like, it's probably the best horse game that I've played, I think. I haven't played all of them, but I think I've played quite a few of them. So I think, you know, I've got something to
look forward to.
Yeah, there's probably some more there. I mean, the Far Lap game I think is more of a management game, so whatever. But you know, it was okay. It was short, at least 3 to 4 hours. I didn't have any trouble with the achievements. There's like 30 collectibles to get, which you can get really quickly. You just got to make sure to brush and wash your horse when he gets annoyed with you, so he'll run again and jump.
There we go. I've given you a unicorn princess badge.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so was a big week for me. And it's probably going to be my last week that I'm going to be really, really pushing baby games. I'm going to go back to the backlog and play a lot more Witcher 3 as well. But that leaves me at 44,000.
Both versions at the same time.
Well, I've done the previous version already, thankfully. When it came out. But yeah, that puts me at 44,685 for this week.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. And
see, this is why I don't even try now.
Half of that was just yesterday, so. Whew. Anyway, let's get into the Hall of Gamers leaderboard. Speaking of which.
Oh, I wonder who came first. I
noticed we're seeing some familiar names on here. Actually, 2 of the 3 people on the show are on the leaderboard. So, I good buddy
surprise.
Martel 18 is in 3rd place with 15,630. I see that he's a little bit ahead of me already for this month, given that it's only October. So we need to take care of that. Valak with 31,880 this week. Good job, mate. And it's me at 44,685. So big pat on the back for me.
this month.
Hey, Neo. This is probably live reaction. Neo, do you want me to ruin your day? Terraria has released new achievements.
I saw. I'm very fucking upset about it. I'm very fucking upset.
I saw that too, and I'm just like, I'll wait to the very end of the show.
I'm very fucking upset by that because I still haven't finished the base game yet, and
me neither.
I fucking hate Terraria. That game sucks.
I got the stuff from Voldemort, and haven't touched it yet.
Yeah, I need to go back to it, I guess, but I've been putting it off because I don't like the game at all, and I wish I hadn't started it. I'm glad I didn't start the 360 version because I had that sitting there and I'm not doing it.
You know what? The 360 version would have been the smart one to start because that didn't get DLC.
True, but I don't have anyone to help me with that, so
true.
I would have had to play the whole through
Terraria. The Xbox One version. Got 3 new achievements related to bosses, I believe. So I mean, just grinding for them or whatever they spawn.
No, that's Achievement Hunting 101. That's a different person.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get into our questions then, or question, as it were, because I think we've only got.
We already did all the turtle sex noises.
Yeah.
Turtle sex stuff is done.
We haven't done them yet. I'm gonna convince Neo to do one before the end of the show.
It's not happening. Isaac says. God damn it!
I need to do one from Mike. Otherwise.
All right. Isaac asks, "Hey guys, Deathloop is getting a lot of praise, and people seem to like it for its exploration and puzzle solving. By the time it gets to Xbox next year, I think it's on like a 6-month.
6 months exclusivity, something like that.
The most efficient way to get the achievements will be available, and we achievement hunters will probably just follow a guide. Do you ever feel like the way we play games makes them less enjoyable? And do you ever feel like you're missing out on an exciting experience that others are describing? Thanks for taking my question." Jesus, hit us with the big ones.
I'll go first. I pretty much like games that just I don't have to worry about. Like I'll get the achievements, but I don't like missables because, like, you know, it just ruins the game for me because then I have to think of how I have to do that. Whereas I just want to play through and have fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to preferably use a guide for cleanup, and that's it.
Yeah, I would agree. Valak, what about you?
I mean, Deathloop is a great example because, you know, I'm an arcade fanboy. I love Dishonored 2, Prey, so I'm probably not going to follow a guide, at least for my first playthrough. Gonna probably fuck myself on that regard because I'm definitely going to miss a few achievements. I already fucked myself with Dishonored 2 when it came out. But yeah, I mean, Oblivion is a great example where my friend was telling me how good it was and the side quests are hilarious, and I just did all the stuff related to achievements and didn't get to experience the game fully. And yeah, it always sours the experience a bit, I suppose. Especially when you have if there is no written guide, you have that annoying voice of the guide maker in your head while you're trying to focus on the game. But I mean, we chose to do this. Nobody is forcing us to follow the guide while playing the game.
It's true. It's very true. I remember there was a comment I was listening to. I think it was like Game Maker's Toolkit, and they were talking about how they made a game. Someone made a game that was just like it just went on forever. You just played it until you stopped, right? And people were complaining. They're like, "Well, where's like the end state? Like, how do I, like, and like what is the game? And how do you finish the game?" And the developer came into one of the comments on, I think it was on the Steam forum, and said, you stop playing when you're satisfied with the experience. And the first comment reply was, "How do I know when I'm satisfied with the experience?" And I think that just typifies everything about achievement hunting and the way people play video games these days. Like I've definitely fucked myself on a lot of the stuff because I get less organic experiences. But I try to do the thing where I only use guides for stuff that I need, or stuff that's highly missable, and the experience of the game is like games are multifaceted, right? So you have the story of the game, which guides usually don't spoil, and like I'm a story gamer. That's why I play video games. It's for narrative.
Pretty much the same, yeah.
So like the narrative is still the same for the most part. I mean, there are sometimes they have to spoil little bits and pieces or warn you about things.
Like there's that body that you probably just watched being killed in a cutscene, and you're like, oh, that's the character that appears in the prologue.
Yeah. Or you're like, oh, hey, make sure you do this because it affects a choice later. And you're like, oh, okay, clearly this is not going to go the way I expected or whatever. But it's not a major. So narrative first. Gameplay second. You still have to play the game, even if you know how to play it. Like you still have to do the actions, beat the boss, whatever the game is. I mean, if it's like a point and click game, it's a little bit different. You got to like work out the puzzles if you want to do that. But yeah, like there are definitely situations where it's like I did, was it Pillar Escape or whatever it's called, which is like the sliding block puzzle game. Like I probably could have done that. Like I was in a rush because I wanted to get it done before midnight to make sure it was on my September completions. So I used the guide for it. I probably could have just gone through it and figured it out myself. It was, if I wasn't in such a hurry. I don't know how much more enjoyment I would have got out of it though. Because the thing is that at the end of the day, most games are shit. Like a lot of the games are great. There are a lot of really, really good games, but in the vast majority, most games are not that great. And don't deserve any more time than we give them, to be honest. And I should know I've played most of the shit games apparently. And feeling like having the possibility of being like, okay, well, I'm just going to play through this blind, and then I'm going to play through the exact same content again, to do the exact same choices, to see the exact same narrative, to beat the same bosses, to do the same thing, to get one achievement in the middle of the game that I happen to miss because I didn't walk around a corner and pick up a collectible. How is that any more enjoyable than going into it blind? Yeah. Or using a guide, right? Like I get that it's different, but it would frustrate me just as much. And I would enjoy it even less.
I mean, say that from a 0 to 10 scale, following a guide is a 5 in entertainment, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Going blind would be a 10, but having to go back and replay the same thing will make it a 0. So in the end, it will go back to a 5. So at the end of the day, the enjoyment will be the same, more or less, if we're scaling it.
Sure.
I can give you the example, like, for example, Destroy All Humans, which I also did like at the beginning of the month. Great game. I wish there was more. So in the part of like, when do we know we're satisfied? I wasn't satisfied with what I got. I wish I could have more. But giving the example of Dishonored, where we talked earlier, I was satisfied with that one playthrough. Doing the second playthrough of Vicarious was unnecessary for me.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because and that's the other thing, right? Is that there are games that encourage you to do more than one playthrough and experience the game. For fucking Dark Crystal is the perfect example, right? Where it's like it's not like there's a reason to do a second playthrough. They just want to pad out their game length, and that just feels disrespectful.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's my opinion.
I honestly think more content creators too should have like missable guides. as opposed to having links in their YouTube walkthroughs just to know, like, all right, these are the 2 missables that you need in the game, because that might just help the experience a little bit as well.
Maka is a great example.
Yeah,
For example, I'm going to do, since our month, I'm going to do the medium.
Yeah.
And he has, I already was checking his guide. He has a great guide, all the collectibles, all missables, a time link, I believe. There is one mistake in one of the achievements where you actually have to start early, or you need to go further than he actually says, but mistakes happen. And then there is an extra collectible that was added post game release, which I don't expect him to take the video out just to add it, just to add one collectible, obviously.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure with YouTube now, like, you can edit and add on to it as well. Okay.
Trust me, it's not.
I mean, just add a pinned comment saying, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best
or
you
a
can
description,
do,
I know Welsh Hunter was asking about it the other day too, because I just think it's an interesting idea just to have a missables rather than having a full walkthrough. But
I mean, PlayStation Trophy is a great example, and it is the website that I use most of the time before I start the game when there is no TA walkthrough, because it just has the difficulty, how many missables, if there's online trophies, difficulty. It's just, a quick roadmap that helps in the end of those things. And if there is a missable, check out, read the missable. All right, chapter 10, I'll go back to this when I get to chapter 10.
Yeah. And usually TA walkthroughs are pretty good with that because they embed the achievements within the walkthrough itself. You can usually flick to where you need to go and just be like, okay, this is kind of where I need to start watching out for this. Yeah. Usually. All right.
Yeah. I did add last minute too the Patreon list.
Yes.
Well.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So I'll quickly just go through. Just want to say thank you to all the patrons that support us. So we have G spaced. Is it G spaced or GSPCD? No.
It's Gary. It's Gary from the Xbox
It's just Gary.
Cast.
So Gary from Xbox Cast. We have Admiral. We have Odrun from Gaming Sandbox.
Never heard of that guy. Admiral what? Admiral Turtle Sex Noises?
That's them. Yes.
That's it. 100%. We have Kia Olive at Home. We have Cobra Todd. We have Moogle356, JW8846. We have our favorite mod in the chat, hopefully still.
Yeah, she's there.
Charlotte, say hi.
She left. She saw me and was like, "Fuck this."
I wouldn't blame her, but
I get that.
I'm gonna have to blur most of the video when I upload this to YouTube. Yeah.
That'll be fun. I mean, that's where I get all my turtle sex noises from YouTube, so it's fun.
Oh my god.
Kung Fu Skills, Peter Nightingale, Hawkeye Barry, Hack and Pone, Cavalier 07. Yep, cool. All right, I forgot the number for 2 seconds there. Old Mate Clown and McLovin Legend. Thank you for your support. We love you all.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We literally could not do the show without the support of the Patrons, so we really appreciate every dollar you guys give to us, because we do use it. It goes straight back into the show. We're trying to save up to get some good equipment. I need a pop filter for my mic, for example, that kind of stuff.
I need a gun to kill my dogs.
Good.
Please,
I like
please. Patreon. Get me a gun to kill the dogs.
Yeah, we'll save up for all kinds of
that can be one of the stretch goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch Valak kill the neighbor's dog, and then
I don't know if we're allowed to joke about that on Twitch.
Probably not a good idea.
In a video game.
Yeah, exactly. Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, but that pretty much wraps up the show. I was gonna say stick around for Teas and Biscuit. No, not really. We're just gonna raid. We're gonna raid Magic Cast because Lee and Kyle are on tonight.
Yeah, which we're really excited about.
And that's in like 5 minutes. So if we end before they start, you know where to go. Cool. Thanks.
All right. If you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at hallofgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
You gotta get used to that.
Yeah, again, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Sends me like 3 messages today while I'm boosting, just like, what's the email? What's the email? I can't get the password.
At Hall of Gamers Pod on Twitter. discord.io/realgamerscore, as we're all hanging out at the moment. And patreon.com/Hall of Gamers. If you want to, that's the best place to send us questions. Discord is the easiest place because we've got a channel there for it. But if you want to be like Isaac and send them on the email, we'll accept them there too.
Emails.
And if you're really cool too, you send them to both emails.
You send them to both emails,
because you really care about the show. Thanks, Isaac.
Otherwise, you can always come join us in the Twitch chat and ask questions in there. We really appreciate it.
Hey, look, Mike.
Oh, there's Mike. Right at the end.
I already did the sex noises. You're good.
I like how Mike always tells us, like 2 weeks in a row, she's telling us, I care so much about your podcast to show up in the last minute.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to help out,
last, right?
Exactly. Well, as you know, gets all the interesting stuff for the housekeeping. If you want to help out the podcast in other ways, subscribe to us on your platform of choice. We're on Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You guys know the drill.
We're on like 20 different things now.
Mm-hmm. Leave us a review. We're also on YouTube now. I've set up a YouTube channel. I will warn everyone that the old episodes are on there, but they're in standard definition, so you don't need to watch those. You can just listen to them. But the 11 onwards will be in high def because I'm exporting those myself. But yeah, leave us a review, tell your friends, leave some comments, retweet our tweets, subscribe to us on YouTube, Patreon. You guys get the drill. Come on, just do it.
And to all the new listeners, thank you. Like, we jumped up like 500 downloads this week, which
it was
is
crazy. I have no idea why that happened, but hey,
talking about bots, huh?
Must be. It's probably bots, yeah. But hey, as long as the bots are enjoying the content, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Valak, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
So I think on Twitter is Galaxy Xbox. Obviously, that's my gamer tag on Xbox, and of course OnlyFans, same name.
Yeah, you're literally not allowed to. Literally not allowed to talk about that on Twitch because it's bannable.
I just want to say, I asked Shadow, can I talk about anything? And he said, pretty much.
Oh, God.
Don't blame this on me.
Yes, I can say.
Just because you want to sell your feet pics.
Oh, my God. Okay, fuck me. Okay. If you want to find me, you can find me on Neomaster on True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord. Cameron, what about you?
If you pretty much everything the same, and Twitter, Shadowless Edge or Shadowless_Edge. I pretty much just be around making graphics like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the prettiest way to tell somebody to go get fucked these days. Just like motivational poster, please go get fucked. Thank you.
Exactly. Well, I just want to give a special thanks to Valak for joining us this week. We know you're a very busy man and you got up nice and early to join us, so we appreciate that.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem. If I said no, Shadow would bother me like last time.
Yeah, exactly. So no, you just said...
I mean, the conversation to get you on the podcast was, you fucking lied to me about what time the Xbox Tokyo showcase
and
was.
I said check.
And then I'm just like,
Cameron
taking something at face value and not checking it? I never.
Look, I used all my excuses last time, so I guess now I need to come up with some more.
We're going to have to grab some more AHA people. And also, of course, always want to thank Charlotte, the best mod in the entire world, for keeping things, civil and making sure that Alison Stace is banned every time when she starts spamming caps. All right, well, that's everything for episode 12. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Catches.
Bye.